Hey, Techie Dan, Large Luke, and Short Linus. Question for you all. Other than VPN, what protections do you guys do for your privacy? Love the content.
Fake emails, fake personas. I have multiple people.
Here we go.
I know their full names, first, middle, last. I know lots of these random types of details. They have profiles online. They have emails, all this kind of stuff that I can just whip out at any time. They're not real. Made them up mostly when I was like between.
Tell me you were involved in some shit without telling me you were involved in some shit.
So, and I mean, I still got them. They can be pulled out at any time. For a long time, I would use the White House as my address for like everything.
Nice.
Netflix, my address was the White House the whole time. I have to imagine some random junk mail was addressed to me and sent to the White House and thrown out at some point.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
That's actually pretty based.
I'm relatively certain that happened.
Very little. I basically use a VPN exclusively for Linux ISOs because I never know when I'm going to want to like fire up a game and I don't want to have to like remember to turn off my VPN, and I could configure it to only, use certain applications through the VPN, but I have not been arsed to do that. So that's where we're at on that. I mean, this is a terrible take, but I have nothing to hide.
Well, and that is a terrible take, and that's not even what you believe.
But I have nothing to hide in a non-oppressive regime, and in a societal position of strength.
That's still a bad take.
It's a terrible. I just told you it's a terrible take.
I think your thing is more that everything's already been breached.
My privacy ship sailed. So long ago that even if I did have stuff to hide, I would have basically no hope of, concealing it from the next hour-long expose.
It's like locking the windows when all your doors are off the hinges. It's like, well, all right.
And I'm not saying that anything that I'm doing applies to any of you guys.
And there are still some privacy steps that you take.
Like what?
There are some.
Oh, yeah, I take some.
But you're just not that into it because you're pretty compromised already.
And realistically, right, like I really found that the amount of interest in my private life and my private life's details declined sharply when I just started publishing it. Like when it was hugely life-changing for me when we published the address of Linus Media Group on Google Maps. Because all of a sudden, all of the, where's the office? Where are they based? Blah, 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 blah. It just went away. Just completely went away. And, there's obviously still steps that we take with respect to physical privacy and security. But, I'm not deluded, right? Like I'm obviously aware that I drive a pretty distinctive car. That is a decision that I have made, knowing what the security and privacy implications are. I don't think that I'm a particularly polarizing figure for the most part. It does only take one completely deranged person, I guess, at the end of the day. But like, I don't actually see anybody being like that mad about like a bad review on an Intel CPU or whatever. I just don't
feel
really.
Like it was worse back in the day.
Yeah.
Or back in the
what cheese melts best or whatever. Like I don't see anybody actually being like that angry about anything that we talk about.
I could see people being really very angry about, but like I got more like I can't even remember the last one at this point, but I got them relatively frequently back in the house. I would get like death threats and stuff. I remember somebody sent me like a long essay on with details of how they wanted to murder me because of a review I did on something back in the day.
Nice.
And I was like, that's nuts.
They sound like a cool person.
Yeah. I was like, it's probably not going to happen.
They probably lots of women. Probably.
Pillows.
I mean, well, yeah, I didn't say they were real.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wrote it
Trig
off.
says, just don't talk about Boeing.
Yeah, don't review a plane.
Yeah.
Well, not a Boeing plane, I guess.
Yeah, not a Boeing plane. What about like a Dassault plane? Just curious. It's a random manufacturer. Pulled it out of thin air.
Yeah, it sounds probably fine.
Probably
not
fine.
big enough, not murderous enough.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan Land and the man. Here's my interest.
Like hypothetically, a Falcon 50. Just hypothetically.
If reviewing that,
Yeah.
mm,
Like if we made a video on that.
I think that'd be pretty cool. Actually,
I'm
I don't
just curious.
think
I'm
the
just
company
curious.
would try to murder you. I think it would be an interesting challenge from an artistic perspective to have you try to review something that is so traditionally outside of your wheelhouse.
Yeah, for sure.
Your hanger.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
There we go.
It's a weird thing to call it, but sure.